Hi everyone, welcome to the Math Stone, and this is another video on in the series of Algebra 1. And in this video, we are going to see how to multiply radical expressions. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, I would recommend that you watch the previous videos, otherwise you won't understand this one. And in the previous video, we did how to simplify radical expressions with fractions, how to simplify radical expression with variables. Now today we will do how to multiply radical expressions. So let's get started. Now the property that we are going to use is the same one. The property is square root of a times b equals square root of a times square root of b. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a problem. Let's say we have square root of 15 and we want to multiply it by square root of 5. This is a radical expression and we want to simplify it. Now to simplify this radical expression, we'll multiply the two radicals together and then factor out any perfect squares. So first I'll find out the prime factorization of 15. So that's 3 times 5. And this cannot be factorized further. Then I am going to apply this multiplication property and they can be written together. So 3 times 5 times 5. So I just combined all the factors. Then in the next step, I will group the perfect square factors. So these two are making a perfect square. So I'll group them. So 5 square times 3. Okay, so then I will simplify it and I'll get 5 times square root of 3. Now, how I got this step? To know this step, I would say that watch the previous video. Okay, now let's take another problem, a bit difficult this time. Square root of 154 times square root of 42. All right. So first step will be we'll find the prime factorization of each radicand. So 154, if you find its prime factorization, you'll get 2 times 7 times 11. Then for 42, it is 42 is 6 times 7 and 6 is 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 times 7. Okay. Then we'll apply the multiplication property of square roots. So all the factors can be written inside one square root. So it becomes 2 times 7 times 11 times 2 times 3 times 7. Okay. Now we will group the perfect squares. So we have this 2 and this 2. I'm going to group them. And this 7 and this 7. They can be grouped. So I write 2 square times 7 square times 11 times 3. Then I'm using this property very frequently. If you have nth root of a raised to n, so we get the same number. First we are raising it to the exponent n, and then we are taking nth root. So then we get the same number. So that is why now this will become 2 times 7 times square root of 11 times 3. And so this is 14 times square root of 11 times 3 is 33. I hope this is better now. This topic is better now. Let's take one last question. Let's say we have to simplify 3 root 5 times square root of 195. Okay, same thing, we'll do same thing. We will find the prime factorization of each radicand. So this is 3 times square root of 5, and prime factorization of 195 is 3 times 5 times 13. Okay, now I will apply the multiplication property of square roots. See, remember that 3 is outside the square root, so 3 will remain outside. Inside the square root will come 5 times 3 times 5 times 13 by applying this property. Okay, then we get, then I'm going to group the perfect squares. So this 5 and this 5 can be grouped. So it becomes 5 square times 3 times 13. So then 3 times square root of 5 square times square root of 3 times 13. Then 3 times 5 times square root of 39. Then 15 times square root of 39. That's your final answer. So it's very simple actually. I would recommend that you practice as much questions as you can, and you'll keep becoming more and more comfortable. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. And if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe to the channel Mathstone to not miss any update on any video. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.